Hey, everybody. All right. We are going to take a look at a couple of things today. We're going to check in on the WRECKIT project, and I'll talk through some of the stuff I've been working on and exploring and where we're at. Feeling a little bit better today, but not much. Still fighting this cold. So, yeah, feel free to throw questions in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them. But we're going to jump right into the code, and let's take a look here. I'm still getting the hang of this Restream thing. I'm going to do a little tutorials myself. I'm going to add screen share, entire screen. There we go. All right, so first thing, been working on a new feature of sprites. I don't want to talk about that, but code quality is important. So I'm going to first do a little bit of, let's actually clear that out. That's a little cruft from we were diagnosing our Google Action, our GitHub Action failed logs. So we'll get rid of that. And then I'm going to check out the main branch, pull this, and then we're going to do a new release because we had some changes. Git log. So fixing some old errors. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to, again, ship a new release. I'm going to go with 1.1. So go ahead and change that. And NPM is really easy. NPM publish. All right. Oh. NPM login. And I'm forgetting, but we'll go ahead and forgetting the commands. Go ahead and log in to NPM. Go to the home page. Go ahead and publish our package. Put the code in again, and I'll show you on my other screen. Okay, we shipped. That's the update for the day. Have a growing test suite as well. Looks like we're getting some traction. As you can see, the 1.1 release was published there. That's all the bug fixes we did yesterday. As we talked about, I'm focused in on the WRECKIT desktop app and just planning for that. So, all this kind of kicked off pretty quickly. But one of the things that we decided to do is, again, focus on just building something of value, right? And using that demand signal from the demand for these creator coins, WRECKIT coin, as a way to, turn it into something. And so that was the plan, to build the WRECKIT desktop app and make this just even easier, right? The commands and things that I'm doing, you have to have some dev experience. And so I had talked before about this idea of sprites. Fall in love with these things. So sprites are these stateful sandbox environments. And again, in order to get this stuff out fast and into your hands quickly, I want to be mindful of, you can go set up a sprite today. Well, in order to do that, wouldn't it be cool if WRECKIT could run itself in a sprite for you? So that's what I'm testing now, and I'm almost done with it. You'll be able to go through, and that's the idea I was testing yesterday. So let's go back to the WRECKIT. Let's actually commit and add. Let's tag it. Okay. So my branches. So this is a whole sprites feature, and let's just ask Claude to tell me about this feature branch. We can take a look at it and see. So the sprites will found a couple of examples that were pretty interesting in just the workflow. Because again, a lot of this comes down to, we can do a lot with code. We want to get the right developer workflow going so you can push your code into the cloud. Claude can do its thing. You still have control. And, this is kind of how it works of, planning this stuff out. So right now the idea is we'll build this into the WRECKIT CLI tool. But then if you have this on your desktop, you won't even have to do any local development setup on your desktop. You could just have your entire WRECKIT doing all your coding for you in a cloud sandbox at a cloud sprite. And that opens the possibility of doing multiple, but we'll get there. There's some issues with that. So went in and kind of did some architecture work, sprite environment, different tokens, how we connect to it. This is what I teased yesterday. So this opens for multiple cloud sandbox environments, how you would check stuff into GitHub, and then limits to, because each of these things in this world does cost money. I think I'm increasingly seeing WRECKIT as the glue to make it easier and to pull these things together, right? This stuff isn't free. It's not even, us. It's, you have servers that cost money. You have LLMs that cost money. You have other services like Vercel, if you're hosting there, that cost money. So there's real hard costs that go along with this. And if WRECKIT can be the glue in the middle, the product that pulls it all together, that'd be pretty cool. So we're still testing the implementation. And, this is, again, just native Claude, but I'm going to have Claude write me a QA plan for how to go about testing this feature branch and verifying it works as expected. I love to have Claude write me markdown documents to QA plan MD. It's going to go take a look. There's different command line extensions for this that were included to manage the sprites, spin them up. You do get free credits, so you can take advantage of some of those free credits, and the credits are pretty reasonable. So I've been, again, testing this. This is the next thing that's coming. I think we will have, I'm starting to, now that I've got my plans together for how we want to go about building the desktop app and making it available, I'm starting to put it together. And like I said, I showed you one of the spikes that I did. These LLM tools are really good at tests. And then once you've tested enough, let's see what it wrote for us. And we'll feed this into WRECKIT. Preconditions, unit tests, session store, backend tests, loop tests, integration tests. So that's what I want to see, backend workflow. So let's do that. And now we can pop into WRECKIT. Ideas, plan. Whoa, I uninstalled it. This is what happens when you work locally. WRECKIT not installed, npm install -g. So this will go in and create our plan. It's going to take that QA plan that Claude just helped us figure out, threw it in, and it'll create all the issues. And we'll go ahead and see how this works. I will push this branch up. So again, I'm not ready to land this in WRECKIT core, but this is where the community can help. And I want the agent to, I'm going to go ahead and push this right now. I'm putting up the WRECKIT plan with it. That was kind of my point today. I wanted to let everyone else, pop in here, install WRECKIT, go run it, see if it works, right? Welcome to software. Software always has bugs, always. And it takes QA work to figure that out. So we're going to send that up, publish the branch, and then I'm going to use the GH tool to create a PR for this branch. Put a nice description and mark it as draft. So it'll do that, and then everybody can test it. And I'll be testing over a couple days. Want to make sure things are working as expected, and shipping little features here. So we'll see that pop in. It is one of my favorite little techniques, is just having Claude run these bash commands for me. You can do it. What's going on? Why are you stuck? Oh, it's slow. Anthropic's had issues. ZII's had issues. Being the token pipes, they get clogged. I don't know what's going on. Getting stuck. All right, well, we'll pause there. I know it's a little bit of a shorter stream today. Stuff's moving, and you can keep an eye on the repo. Like I said, plans are coming together for the desktop app. I'm hoping I'll feel better next week and have a little more pep in my step. But it is kind of funny. When I'm sick, it's almost like my mind, that little just spiky dopamine goes away when you have a head cold. And I tend to focus a little bit better. Not that I ever want to do that intentionally, but I just keep going every day, even if you're 80%. That's my thing. Same thing with working out. Some days you get to the gym and you crush your workout and you did better than you ever did before. And some days winning is just getting in the door. So, I appreciate hanging in there this week, and I will keep sharing updates as we, get this out into the world and get it into people's hands and see what they do with it. So have some cool plans coming for this desktop app and see what you can do, and go from there. So look for this PR, please test it and give us some feedback.